Hello everyone, I am V. Welcome to my YouTube channel. These videos, these especially these dark videos where it's just my voice, they're gonna start to get a lot more intense because I'm gonna start talking about the crazy things that people think I'm crazy for. A lot more, because I really want to start getting it off my chest now. I'm starting to feel more comfortable talking about it because I know I'm on the path to these things of what I'm going to be saying, and I know that what I say will come to fruition one day, and it's a lot more, I feel a lot more secure about it now than I did before. Because before, I was still pretty lost and, very angry. I'm still very angry, but before I was lost, and I didn't really know if I was gonna find my way back, or if I was just gonna stay lost and try to find my way out in another body, in another life somewhere. But I'm pretty confident now that I'm found, that I'm where I'm supposed to be, and I'm on the path that I'm supposed to be on, or at least headed there. Maybe I'm not on it entirely. There's some areas where I could use a little fixing on, like my fatness. That really has to go away. But yeah, most other places I'm pretty on point. So I want to start talking about my tumor first, because it is something that I personally have a certain perspective on, as far as what I think it is and what I feel can help remedy it entirely. I honestly believe that this tumor is a manifestation of my internal rage against everything that I process in the world around me. It's everything that I see and hear, smell, stuff I've tasted even. Everything that's just really like hits me on an emotional level that truly disturbs my being, and that I feel is out of my control, is just stored there. It's like, and I feel this also because I've gotten steadily more angry these past few years, and it's gotten steadily bigger. And the last time that it was removed was in 2005, and actually no, it was 2003. It was 2003. 17 years ago, yes. And this tumor was was actually bigger the first time. Well, it was bigger from the last time I went to check out how big it was. It was bigger the last. Yeah, it was bigger the first time. This time, well, I don't know if it's grown more since I last went. That's what I meant right now. It might have grown. I don't know. Yeah, it possibly has. My eye looks fucking horrible, but who knows? Anyways, it was a tumor that was started in me when I was an infant, not even an infant, a fetus inside of my mother's womb. It was it's called a dermoid cyst, and it's basically a piece of skin cell that made its way into my eye socket and grew there in behind my eye as a skin tissue, and just it formed itself into a little ball and just became a tumor. And it's just basically like skin cells that are, you know, piled on there trying to do skin stuff, like, protecting, putting a forming a layer of a block, and I think it's because of, those things that I'm seeing, and everything that makes me angry. It's pretty much, it's how it's what's controlling me, my body, from fucking snapping and just doing something that it's not in its best interest. So it's sort of, you know, protecting, but also, not, because it's not supposed to be there. But yeah, I believe that because I honestly believe when we're inside of our mother's wombs that we can sense everything on an emotional level. We process things emotionally. We don't have to understand, the verbal communications that are going on between people in order to be able to feel the energy that's being passed within people. So I believe that while my mom was pregnant, I was feeling, everything that she was going through, and it started then, my tumor, as a protective shield, because it would anger me as a little fetus at times. So I believe the reason why, it took so long to start growing and showing is because of the fact that that I because okay, my tumor, you could see it in pictures. If you really like look at my eyes, you can see it in pictures, and my eyes were a little off when I was a baby, when I was, a little baby, like 1, 2 years old. And it was when I was in my 8th grade year that I noticed that my eye was starting to hurt a lot. Because it was being pushed out so much that when I would turn to look to the left, I had to like turn my whole head, because if I just looked, like, even now, it doesn't hurt like before, but I can feel like it's starting to get, a little hard to look left. It's draining on my eye a bit. So I'm already having to start to look that way. But my surgery is coming up in December, so I'll have this tumor out of me by then, and hopefully it won't grow back. I'm gonna really make an effort to have it not come back by really just trying to get all this hate under control in a way where, I'm not just holding it all in, because that's basically just what I do, is just hold it all in all the time, just so I don't, you know, blow up on anybody, because that's just basically what happens if I don't hold it in. So basically, I don't understand, the chemical functions of it all, the biological functions of it all just yet, but I honestly believe that there's a connection between the hate and the rage that I feel and the tumor that's behind my eye right now. And I just feel like the more that I hold it in, the more my rage and hate grows, the bigger this tumor gets. So because when I was in 8th grade, that's probably when I really started to start getting depressed, like feeling down more. Because up until 7th grade, I was pretty into school still, as far as like being a straight A student and caring about, you know, tests and shit like that. But my 8th grade year, they kicked me out of GT because of a technicality. Since I had come from an out-of-state school, and the testing procedures that they had done here, it was stupid bullshit. Basically, they kicked me out, and they let me take the GT test again, but it was different. Like, it wasn't the same testing that they gave, and I wasn't accepted, which is really dumb, because I had like literally I had all the highest grades in all the GT students. Like, I was a top student in the class, and they kicked me out. Like, that doesn't make sense, but whatever. Yeah, after that, I don't know, it's different being in a room full of people that are interested in the conversation coming from the instructor, and they care about, the tests, and then being in a group, in a class full of students that obviously are really stupid, to be honest, and they don't give a fuck. They don't care about the tests or any of that. And it's a very like, it was a very downing experience, to say the least, for me. I mean, it was simple, it was easy, fucking a breeze, but it was just so depressing. And that's when my tumor really started to hurt a lot and grow more. And then when I was a junior is when I started really like complaining about it a lot and saying, starting to hurt a lot, because my eye was starting to hurt a lot at that point. So within like 3 years is how it just like started getting bad, really bad. Just thinking about all this just makes me feel like shit. Brings me down a lot. Thinking about it. Try not to think about it, but I have to get it out. I know I'm gonna get it out. It's making me very nervous this time around. I don't know. Like the first time I got my tumor out, it was a breeze. Like it was. I mean, waking up sucked because I woke up feeling like a fucking bat had been taken to my skull and fucking beaten me with it. But I mean, technically, it kind of was something similar. They were drilling into my skull and shit. Drilling skull, titanium plates into my skull where it was broken, where it was damaged. I'm literally hard-headed. But yeah, that wasn't fun at all. But I mean, it felt better after it was out. I could feel a lot better. I could feel my eye like a lot less in pain, straining. So I'm looking forward to that after the surgery. But I just hope he doesn't have to do any kind of surgery on my skull again. Like I really don't. Really hope he doesn't. Because oh my god, I'm gonna be hitting that morphine button over and over and over again. Oh god. I wanted to say more stuff about basically prophecies that I have for me, for my future. But I gotta pee. I'm gonna go inside now.